Okay, good morning, guys, and welcome to another session of 130 Technicals. As we all know, or for the new people, this is basically a market outlook session. We get to see what opportunities we can get from the market for the day, yeah. And we look at first the pairs I trade, the currency pairs I trade, AED, USD, NZD, EU, and then GBP. Then we look at other pairs. Anyways, and as usual, I'll start with the fundamentals. So for the fundamentals today, the only time we have something serious is around 130. Okay, yeah, 130, we have CPI. And I told you guys, I've been saying the CPI is one of the measurements of inflation. That's why it's very important. You get. So let's all expect that volatility by 1:30 p.m. We might see some movements. Yeah. And then let's go to charts. Let's start with, this was USD JPY yesterday. USD JPY has been out. Or let me talk about it first. Yesterday we had a setup on USD JPY. I closed it in small profits because USD JPY did not want to actually move yesterday because we had a weakness on the dollar, yeah, around that money period. We saw them Euro USD, NZD USD, and GBP USD impulsing to the upside. You get. In turn, USD JPY, if it wanted to move downwards, impulse to the downside. You get, but then it not make the movement, and it was just making very small downward movements. That's bearish movements. But then anytime there's like a sense of a bullish movement, it will actually push very strong to the upside. So I was like, nah, this pair doesn't want to move bearish yet. So I just closed it in small profits and exited the trade. But it was actually a very nice setup yesterday if it actually played out. Let's start with our guys. Let's start with wow, this just happened. I didn't see this. Okay. So we're still on this whole break down here. This whole movement to the downside can be seen as a complex a complex correction. Yeah. It's that whole slow correction move to the downside. Small, higher highs, higher lows, small like that. I mean, small, lower lows and lower highs. You get. Let me see where this price is reacting. It's not open today. It's reacting at the golden ratio. It's actually reacting at the golden ratio. Let's see something. This really was not an entry criteria. So what we can do here, is to watch out for these highs here on the lower time frame. If we're going to see a shift in market structure, then we can wait for that retest. Yeah, we can see if we can get a push and then a pullback. Yeah, a pullback, then a continuation. So that's how I'll be looking at it. Yeah, because we already have that reaction on the lower time frame. Yeah, so now let's see if we can get that break and then pullback. But then it's actually reacting at the 50%. So we might have this reaction now, and then price might actually still come deeper. Yeah, to take out this lows before pushing to the upside. So let's just watch out. So if you see that break on the lower time frame and then a retest, then we can actually take that buy. Yeah. Then NZD has been tricky. I was expecting that whole deep pullback yesterday, but I haven't had it up to now. And price has just been in this whole bubble. I don't want to even call it a range because it doesn't look like one. That's just been inside this whole bubble here. And it's like a range, but then not a range. So I'm going to wait to see price get out of this, either to the upside or to the downside first before I say anything about NZD USD. Then Euro USD. Wow. Wait. Euro USD, we actually analyzed that, and we're looking out for that what's that break to the upside and then the retest. We actually had it yesterday, but I missed it. I was paying attention to what's it called? To USD JPY. I did not see this one. Okay, did not even have any entry criteria. But then now we're inside this whole range again and we're tapping. Okay. Okay. So now we pushed up here, we pulled back, we tested these levels, and then we pushed up again, and then we came back, we broke structure to the downside, more like a shift. And then we're retesting these levels now. As you can see, we are tapping into those levels and rejecting. You get, but this one is not really something important. So I'm still going to wait to see more price action from Euro USD before I take any trade. This one is it's not a high probability setup to take. It's not a high probability. So for now, I'm still going to wait on Euro USD to see what it's going to do. Yeah, if I see that whole explosion to the upside, then I'll be looking to see something like this. Something like this. It push to the downside, then you retest or take continuation, something like that. Then GBP USD. This is so GBP USD too. We have like a mini shift. We pushed up, we pulled back, we tapped into these levels, and then went back up again. And then now we broke structure to the downside, and then we're actually pushing to those levels. We're actually pushing to that neckline. Get. Well, I still won't hold this as a high probability setup, because what we might just have here is that price is inside this whole range. Yeah. And then price might tap into these levels here. That's the bottom of the range. And we just go up and tap at the top again and come back down again. So I'm still going to, honestly, this pairs, I just pray the news today actually make a very nice impulsive moves on this pairs so that we can have moves to trade tomorrow or maybe later in the day. But for now, I'm going to sit out on most of them, apart from I think AUD USD, yeah. Apart from AUD USD that is trying to push up. I'm going to be watching AUD USD closely, but apart from that, I don't think I have any other thing interesting this morning. Yeah. Is there any other pair you guys want me to take a look at before we go? And please, what questions do you guys have? What questions do you guys have? What space should you take a look at before we go? USD card. Do you guys understand the analysis we just did on all these pairs? Is there anyone you guys are not comfortable with? So if you're looking at the most recent market structure on USD card, yeah, we pushed down, we broke structure to the upside, more like a shift in market structure. Now we're retracing down here. This is the levels that were broken. Then yeah, it's around the golden ratio. So you can actually watch to see what price will do inside this area here. If you see an entry criteria, then you can take that buy for something like this. Yeah, you can take that buy. Yeah, it depends. If you are entering aggressively, then you enter at the 0.6. But if you are entering with an entry criteria, then you enter at the close of the entry criteria. Or if it's a shift in market structure, just if you don't know much about the entry criteria, then I advise you watch the video on entry criteria. But if you are using aggressive entry, then you enter at the 0.6 and your TP here. So the most important thing is your exit strategy. Do you understand? Your TP should be at the top of this range, and then your stop loss at a safe area, at a safe zone. Then GBPUSD, just touch GBPUSD Sandra. So Leslie, watch out for USD card like this. I'm actually going to add it to my own watch list to see what's happening. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, Sandra said we should take a look at GBPSD. We already looked at GBPSD, but we'll look at it again. Sandra, currently, yeah, GBPSD is a bit tricky. We're still reacting from these levels here, and that's the thing that is, I don't want to say scary, but that's the thing that is making me have second thoughts about it. GBPSD, as we all know, is very manipulative. You get it. So for everything GBPSD is doing, there's mostly something on that. Do you understand? We shifted structure, but then this structural shift did not break in a way that I would like here. And then now we're pushing up, but as we are pushing up, you can see that we're creating something like a double bottom, maybe a shift in market structure before pushing up. Do you understand? So I don't know, I would like to sit out on it and look for more price action before I can trade it. So for now, I'm going to sit out on it. I'm not going to trade it for now.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries. Okay, good. Hope you guys understand the analysis. Is there any pair you guys would like me to take a look at before we go? Any pairs, any other pairs? Okay.
The break and retest, does it work with all the pairs?
Okay, yeah. This how will I put it now? I wouldn't say it works with all the pairs as far as its market structure, do you understand? But then there are some pairs that it works differently with. Do you understand? The way I handle break and retest on GBPSD will not be the same way I handle break and retest on something like USD GPY. Do you understand? But it's all of them is still the same concept.
Okay.
You just have to look for the pairs that it works with very well, like very sweet. Do you understand? The pairs that it works with very sweetly, and then just know how to manage them, know how to handle them.
Do you have suggestions of the pair or just I don't have to figure it out?
These ones I trade ADUSD, NZUSD. These ones I know are the sweetest when it comes to breaks and retest. Then Euro USD in a way too. GBPSD is just some days. Some days it will do this, and some days it will show you shady.
So that is ADUSD and SZUSD.
Yeah, you can do your own inquiries and investigation and see how it works with it. You understand?
Yeah.
But then, like I used to always say this thing here, it's not every strategy that is 100. Do you understand? You feel me? It's not every strategy that is 100%. So you have to know, you have to back test it. You have to practice it on your own to actually give you that confidence that when you see losses, you know that, okay, it's just part of the game. Do you understand? Because if you don't practice and I tell you like this, if you take your first trade and it's a loss, you're like, this thing doesn't work. Do you understand? But if you practice it and observe it, you know that, okay, there are some days that there are losses and there are some days that are actually wins, and the wins are actually the most. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What other questions do you guys have for me this morning? Okay. In the absence of any question, I would like to thank everyone for attending this session. And honestly, I pray today becomes a better trading day. I mean, today is a better trading day than yesterday. Because yesterday I got frustrated with USD JPY. I was expecting big stuff from it. Anyways, it's still expectations. Manage your expectations when it comes to the market. Be ready to take hard decisions like closing your trades in small profits when you sense that things are not going as planned. You get it's better to close them in small profit and wait for those high probability trades that will give you profits that waiting and then it comes to take you out on your stop loss and then you have the minus on your accounts. You guys understand? So anyhow, trade safe, guys, and always keep an open mind. I'll catch you guys same time tomorrow. Please, guys, my birthday is on Friday. So on Friday, once you take advance on Friday, you guys should be bringing gifts.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyways, catch you guys later.